well, tell us a little bit about your story. Let's start there, because Soul Survivor, you had a bit of a not so normal childhood, I guess. You were growing up in orphanages, and so tell us a little bit about that, and how did that lead you to, having done what you've done?
Yeah, great question. It's all connected, and I don't think you outgrow clubs, because for me, the clubs was never about the drugs, the sex, the rock and roll. It was never about that for me. It was about bringing people together around things that we can all connect through. And how this relates to my background is, so growing up for 18 years in 2 children's homes in London, from 6 months of age to 18 years of age, one of my fondest experiences was this melting pot that we created every Sunday afternoon, well, most Sundays, in a back garden, big old Victorian house, massive garden. And in the back garden, we had, like a gathering playing football. Not soccer, but football, right? Football, the world game, right? And what happened was that, we would amass 30, 40, 50 people sometimes, and all different cultures, races, ideologies, money, no money, accent, no accent, China, Russia, Germany, France, Spain, Greece, Nigeria, Jamaica, like all of these different cultures, which back in those days shouldn't really get along because we're so diverse. But then it was like Switzerland. So in the back garden, you would come, you'd check your ego, you would check your attitude, you would check the ideas that you had about a certain race based upon the color, or based upon the money in their pocket, or based on the way that they spoke. And then on entering that back garden, it would be like everyone would just communicate and relate as human beings, not as our identities. And this was the first time for me that I really got the sense, because we used to fight like cats and dogs.
And you were young.
Oh, yeah. I was always the youngest. So we used to fight like cats and dogs growing up, race system, all this other stuff going on. But on that Sunday, it was like it was an amnesty.
You put everything aside.
And you just connect as human beings. So the reason why I give you that story is because clubs, to me, that's why I never outgrew clubs, because it was never about clubs. It was about recreating that atmosphere on huge levels, whether it be 50 people, 100 people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people. So I worked out recently that over the years, I've presided over, created, co-created over 2,000 events. And I've personally connected with well over 1 million people. And because the way that I approach it every night, as I still do now, is a way for me to, whether it was a shower, whether it was being in nature, deep breaths to connect with my body, and then white light coming through me like a tractor beam, like heaven connecting with earth. And then I'll say a prayer, and that prayer would be, please God, help me to be of best value to the room, best value to the people coming, best value to whoever's watching this. If I'm coaching, best value to the person that I'm coaching. So then what this does is it puts me in a frame of being completely connected to everything.
And being very present.
And being extremely present. So those 1 million people plus, I was present with pretty much every one of them.